welcome to exercise 155 of my 200 3D CAD models in FreeCAD series. 155, I'll have two different approaches to build this one model, and one of them would be building the pad with the polar array, and then another will be mirroring this upper flappy thing and then mirroring over 2 times. So with that workflow, let's go ahead and start sketching. I will be relocating this image to match the center with this center hole. And then it's time to jump to work. I don't want to attach it with anything, just draw and sketch on XY plane. And first thing, let's go ahead and get our mirror thing done first. So that one, I'll start with an arc right there. And so the next arc is 15 in this 0.22 version. I can actually do the dimension when I'm drawing. I just keep forgetting about it. So I'll do that on here. Okay. And then I draw another from this center. So that would be diameter 7.5. So 7.5 divided by 2. I'll start with this point. All right. And there is another one, diameter 2.5, tiny one. So 2.5 divided by 2, and that would be joined with this point. Okay, finally, the outside one is diameter 25 radius actually, and then it will join with this point, come up to this. Okay, I think that's all the arcs and stuff. Let's go ahead and draw a line. So that's GL, the shortcut. Okay. And I don't know what I just drew. Okay, let's go old school. We'll just pick the line and do it between 2 points. I'll figure out the shortcut later on. Okay. So now, how about we add this bottom one as well? So this is going to be horizontal, which is H on the keyboard, and that will be a distance of 2 millimeters from the origin. Okay, we can go ahead and add a dimension on this one too. It would be 12.5, right? And then this would be 5 millimeters from the origin. And we have 4 degrees of freedom left. I believe some of them will be the tangency. So that's keyboard shortcut T. We have 2 more degrees of freedom. 1 degree of freedom. I think that would be this. Actually, these things moving, and that's 40 degree. So how about I draw a construction geometry and then do the angle between these two as 40. That's a fully constrained sketch, and I want to do that sketch. Go ahead and 2 millimeters of extrusion. There, we got it, and I'm gonna go ahead and mirror it over on XZ plane. Then make these two one fusion. Obviously, after that, I will be doing YZ plane. So we got the 4 wings of this object done. Now, how about the base? Normally I start with the base. I don't know why I started with the wings, but we got that part done. Now on the base, so we have one thickness here, another thickness up here, and then the third thickness here. So that will be 3 different cylinders, or like 3 different tubes. Or what I can do is I can actually place this image on XZ plane and then draw a sketch on XZ plane, right? And draw this. Okay, I'll have to relocate the image. How about okay, so from the front face, I want to move it down. So this is the flap. We just built the wing, right? And then I want to build this part. So that's going to be solid geometry, and then I'll start with a polyline and do the outline real quick. I'm drawing in dark with the hope that it won't be too mess. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the fusion. Now I can go ahead and say this is vertical, right? And then this is vertical. The dimension, which is D on the keyboard, is 6 millimeter away from this one, and the total height is 4 millimeter. So this would actually be 8.2 on the horizontal side and 2 millimeter on the vertical side. Okay, this will be 2 as well. And then we have this one is 1 millimeter, this little thing. So this is going to be 1. What else? I see this is a little blurry. So this outside diameter will come from here, which is 18.8 radius. Let's say this is 18.8 minus 6. All right, so I believe that's a fully, oh no, we have 1 degree of freedom left, which is this. It's moving around. And how about we say that thing is, that's 18.4 diameter. So we have the diameter for that. So let's take this and say D, and 18.4 divided by 2. Cool, that's a fully constrained sketch. We got that. Now I can go ahead and revolve it against this line, which is the Z, the default one. We got that. Okay, now let's bring this one back. It's almost there. Almost there. All we have to do is, okay, let's bring it back to XY plane. And then somehow it's got messed up. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the placement and make everything 0, because that's what it used to be. Okay, so maybe not 0 entirely. All right, so we repositioned the image and we see what we have to do now. We'll have to make these holes, and we have 10 diameter 2 holes on that center with diameter 21.4. That's it. And we will start with a cylinder of diameter 2, right? And then height maybe 10, that will do. And on this one, I will be using lattice 2 workbench. I could also use the polar array, but it's been a while since I used the lattice 2 workbench, so I will use that today. And the polar array from the lattice 2 workbench, we'll have to go to the property in the data tab and then update the count to total 10, right? And then since this object is at the center, we have not relocated it to there, we'll have to update the radius too. So the radius would be 21.4 divided by 2. With these two, let's go ahead and select the cylinder and the polar array and come to here and say populate with copies. So now what we have is 10 holes plus the one extra. We can actually hide this one, but before we hide that one, I want to move it just a little bit downward. That way it's crossing both sides. Now I can go ahead and hide this and also hide the polar array. This one I can make a deduction from the revolve and go to part and say cut. Oops, the other way. So we keep the fusion, we keep the revolve and delete the array. There it is. Now we can go ahead and make this to one piece and call that as our final object. Very simple. Hope you like this process. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.